That's my best friend. That's my best friend.
Ladies and gentlemen, we made it one last time. Wild card weekend. This is the best weekend in football. Usually, wild card divisional rounds to me are the best weekends in football. It depends who end up getting into the playoffs. This year is no surprise. Wild card is the best, and it falls on the same weekend as the college championship football. So we got great game Saturday, great game Sunday, great game Monday, championship game. Who you like? Bama or Clemson? Bam! Roll Tide, roll all day long. Anyhow, I feel like everybody has a legitimate chance. And that's why they go into the playoffs. Everybody's goal at the beginning of the season is just to get into the playoffs. Once you're in the playoffs, hey, it's anybody's dance. It's up for grabs. Yeah, some teams have more chances than the other ones, more legitimate chance. But to me, right now in the AFC, the best two teams in the AFC, it got to be the Colts, the and the Baltimore Ravens. On paper, the Chargers are the best team. But you damn well know that doesn't matter. Records don't matter. What you did in the regular season don't matter. Names don't matter. To me, the best two teams right now are the Colts and the Baltimore Ravens. However, I don't think none of them get it done this year. Just a combination of things, and the NFC, to me, the best two teams right now are the Saints and the Bears. I fell in love with the Bears though. Back in week 10, I fell in love with the Bears, but we're going to talk about that game in a little bit. Let's go ahead and get started. These are my picks for this wild card weekend. Wild card, the Joker is wild. We're going to start with the Colts and the Texans. Pretty even game. They split 1-1 during the regular season. It's funny because Texans went and beat them at Indianapolis. The Colts went and beat them at the Texans. Both got great defense, outstanding defense. The Colts got a fucking wall. You cannot run against them. They hold Ezekiel Elliott, Saquon Barkley, and even Lamar Miller under 100 yards, man. These guys, you cannot run through them. I feel like the Colts got an advantage. I feel like the Colts got the best quarterback in these playoffs. With all due respect to Breeze, to Brady, to Rivers, Andrew Luck is the man. And this is bad news for everybody in the AFC South. I've been saying it. Andrew Luck is back. Andrew Luck is back, and if next year they get Le'Veon Bell and they keep stocking up, man, the Colts are as physical as the Ravens, and that's why I think they are the best teams right now in the playoffs. They are so physical. They run the ball, they stop the run, they dominate the line of scrimmage on offense and defense. And I think that's the main reason why they will win this game against the Texans. Like I said, they both got good defense. The running game, to me, the Colts is a little bit better than the Texans. The quarterback, I just said that the quarterback, it's the Colts got the best quarterback. I think Deshaun Watson is a great quarterback, and I think he's going to use his legs a lot these games, trying to do something with him. And I just don't see the receivers. Texas only got Hopkins, which, the guy is amazing. Hands down, he's the best receiver in the league to me. But the Colts got they got more weapons. They got Ebron, they got T.Y. Hilton, they got the running game, and they got the kid that just emerged the last week. My goodness. I just don't see the Texans overcoming. The Texans got a good defense, and they'll make it a close game. But I just don't see the Texans moving up. Late Saturday game, we got Seattle and Dallas. Dallas is favored by 2. Same thing. They both great defense, and they both run the ball. This is the thing, though. I trust more the offense of Seattle than the offense of Dallas, and that's made it simple right there. Great defense, a little bit of the offense of Seattle. I have such a great respect for Russell Wilson. I think he's a good quarterback, a good runner. Uh, Dak is gonna have to do some of that, have to run, have to do some threat with the running. And this is the thing though, if Ezekiel Elliott get a monster game, and I'm talking about a monster game, which he can probably get over 150 yards, yeah, then the balance can move a little bit more towards Dallas. But right now, I got the Seattle Seahawks winning this game. Uh, like I say, I love Dallas defense. I love those linebackers. I think they're gonna be great. They just need more weapons on offense. And Mary Cooper wasn't there when they play each other because they already played this year and Seattle won. But Dallas has been progressing as the season gets going, and they got hot, but they just, like I said, they just don't have enough offense to win this game. They do say defense wins championships, and I believe it. Trust me, I do believe it. That's why I'm picking Colts, and that's why I'm picking Baltimore. And these teams like the Chargers, they got the best defenses in the league right now. That's why I fell in love with the Bears too. But at the end of the day, you do need some points. You do need to score some points, and I just don't think Dallas has what it takes to. Sunday game. This is to me the best game right here. The LA Chargers versus Baltimore Ravens. To me, this is the best game. Great defense. Chargers got better wide receivers, I think. They got a quarterback that you know what you're getting on, a veteran quarterback that he can win games with you. They got a running game, outstanding running game. I love Melvin Gordon. He's a little banged up, and there's a little questions of how healthy he is and how healthy the quarterback, the backup running back is. But they got a chance earlier in this, a couple of weeks ago. These two teams they just played, and it was a 10-15. It was a very close game, and LA was marching down the field. It's 10-15. LA was marching down the field. It looked like they're about to score. It looked like they can score. Antonio Gates, great veteran. They punched the ball out. He had a fumble. They returned a touchdown. Now it became a 22-10, and the score is like a big difference. But this is the only time that the Chargers have been held to under 10 points, and I believe they were going to score at least 17. But home field advantage to me personally doesn't matter in the playoffs. If your team wants to win the Super Bowl, and if your team is better than the other guys, they're gonna go and beat and play you the best they can. Baltimore has a great defense. They've been getting hot, and everybody's in love with Lamar Jackson. I'm not quite sold on the guy. He's a great athlete, no doubt about it. He's a threat running the ball, and Dion said it the other day on the NFL Network. You cannot prepare against these guys. You cannot prepare against a guy who's faster than your whole team. I mean, how do you prepare against this guy? This guy is going to run all over you. And the league has been changing little by little the last 5-6 years. Little by little, we have more running quarterbacks, and they are actually getting a lot of success running the ball. I think this is a great story. They won what 6 out of 7 games, and maybe Baltimore is ready to move on from Joe Flacco and have this rookie quarterback take over. But teams are going to prepare for this guy. Like I said, defense win championships. Teams are going to have everything they got to make Lamar Jackson throw the ball. They're going to start the box, and they're going to make him throw the ball. I just don't think he has what it takes to win him by being just a pure passer. Both teams are physical teams, and Baltimore is going to try to control the line of scrimmage and try to control the time possession. The key for this match is going to be who gets the ball first. I think the LA Chargers, they should get the ball first, and they should jump on, because Baltimore, although it's physical, although like the possession and all that, if if the LA Chargers get on top of them, they're not built to come from behind because they can't throw the ball. They're gonna take a long time to score. And once you fall from behind, you cannot take your time to try to score. You're gonna have to try to go fast, otherwise the gap is always gonna be there. And the LA Chargers can easily win this game. And then last game of this wild card is Philadelphia traveling to Chicago. Like I said, I fell in love with Chicago about week 10. I think they were playing the Bills. And, people right now you're going to say, like, the Bills? Really? Like, I had paid a lot of attention to the quarterback, Allen, from the Bills, because he's a big guy, he's very athletic, he's a pure passer to me, he's a good guy. Don't have enough talent in Buffalo to make a lot of noise. But, I pay attention to the AFC East teams because the Patriots, I'm a Patriots fan. So, the way they handle this rookie, I know he's a rookie too, but the way they handle him, they not allow him to run the ball, they not allow him to pass the ball, they make him look like a damn rookie. That defense took control over that game. And, Chicago, I know Chicago gets cold though, but you travel to Western New York, and it's cold over there, and it's snowing, and it's just a mess going over there. You don't want to go there. Trust me, you do not want to go there. I don't know. Something made me fall in love with that team. But hold on. 2 weeks later, Trubisky got hurt on the shoulder, and it was the Thanksgiving weekend, and they play in Detroit. At Detroit, and Detroit usually plays good in Thanksgiving. So I'm like, you know what? Here's where Chicago is going to start having some up and downs. So I picked Detroit to win the game. Well, what happened? The defense took over again. The defense took over that game, and the defense won the game with an interception, running back to the touchdown. The Detroit was about to score and tie the game or go ahead, and instead, they lost the game. So once again, it's all about Khalil Mack. Mack attack was the best trade this offseason. He brought so much energy to this defense. Chicago, in my channel, I'm not going to tell you about numbers. I'm not going to tell you they got so many sacks and so many points allowed and this and that. I'm going to tell you what I see. What I see when I watch the game. Khalil Mack brings so much energy to that team. He's a factor. He's a playmaker. It's all about him. In the running game, this guy Howard and Cole, they run the ball. They control the ball. They control the line of scrimmage. And like I said, Trubisky is also a running quarterback. He can beat you as a passer, but he's also dangerous running the ball. So it's a combination of things. And like I say, the Bears just got hot at the right moment. He came back about what? Week 13, 14, 15, 16. They closed the season pretty good, man. They're hot right now, man. You do not want to, and then you do not want to go to Chicago and play them over there. It's I like the Bears winning this game, but here comes the thing. Every Eagle fans is talking about it right now. The magic of fucking Nick Foles. Nick Foles has now won so many games in November, in December, January, February, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to tell you something, though. They went and played the Rams at LA. And last year, they happened the same thing. He beat him over there, right? But this year, I'm like, it's not going to happen again. It's not going to happen again. Well, he beat him. I said, okay, well, fuck it. They're gonna struggle the next few games. Nah, they managed to get into the postseason. They got 3 players to me that they need to make an impact. Bennett, Sproles, and Nick Foles. Nick Foles is banged up now. He got bruised ribs, so I don't know how good he is, and that's why I was waiting until last minute to do this video, trying to get the last insights, how the injury report is coming out. But it just the Eagles has to me, like I said once again, in paper to me they have a better offense than Chicago. But I've seen Chicago. I've been loving Chicago for the last 4 or 5 weeks. That offense is overrated. That offense is toe to toe with Eagles. The same thing with that defense. That defense is toe to toe with the Eagles. Even the coaches, they both got some big balls. They both play some tricky calls. They're both smart guys. It's just once again the energy that comes out of the Bears. The Bears. I'm loving the Bears. I I would not be surprised if they end up making it to the Super Bowl. I'm that confident on the Bears. Um, they got a tough task on Philly, and here's the thing about this game. This game is kind of tricky because whoever wins out this game, I got the Bears winning. I'm picking the Bears, but that's just my opinion. Whoever ends up winning this game, he's gonna get a lot of momentum going into the playoffs. So whoever it is, whether it's New Orleans or the Rams, they do not want to play these two teams right now. I'm telling you. I hate the Eagles and I hope the Bears win and I think they're gonna win. But hey, I'm ready for this weekend. I'm ready for this weekend. We're gonna have a great wild weekend, and it's just gonna get better next week. Divisional rounds, Patriots coming back. Uh, this is your boy Joe saying. All right, I know I say I don't really talk about stats because stats to me is more like a baseball thing. Baseball fans, they talk about stats. What are the best pitcher doing? You know what the best hitter is doing? Point two, point three. I don't even know how they measure the stats in baseball. But to me, that's more like a sport that you can follow stats. I don't really follow stats. Now, some of these stats are ridiculous, crazy. And, you know, teams like Kansas City, they haven't won a game since 1993, 0-7 at home in the playoffs. You know, teams like the fucking Patriots, 19-3 at home in the last 20 years or so. You know, that those are some ridiculous stats. That, you know, I don't believe this is gonna make the difference or it's gonna determine how the game is gonna go. But there's something that it sticks into the back of my head, in the back of my mind, and every time I'm watching the game, that shit is not going away. I'm thinking about that shit. I'm thinking about that shit. I'm thinking about that shit. So just after I finished recording this video, I heard that crazy ass fucking stat. Rookie quarterbacks against Super Bowl winning quarterbacks are 1-12. That means Nick Foles, as a Super Bowl winning quarterback, has the advantage over Trubisky in the Chicago Bears. My Chicago Bears that I just picked, possibly to go to the Super Bowl. I didn't say they will for sure make it, but possibly will make it to the Super Bowl. So that's gonna ruin my game for Sunday, and I just wanted to share it. And if you feel like me, comment below. Let me know why you're feeling like this, and if you do believe in stats, and tell me a crazy stat that I might not know for these playoffs. Until then, enjoy your weekend. Wild card weekend.